There on that particular documentary, it also the students pointed out that there were disputes within CBS or at least within the parent company because they published Field and Stream, which is a
No,
hunting.
that was the CBS's credit.
Hmm.
I was not even aware they were publishing Field and Stream. I found out, and the editors of Field and Stream came to meet with me,
Hmm.
and but yes, that is true. They had a finger in that pot, but we were a separate, journalistic operation. I mean, it was respected and it was honored.
Hmm. No,
So
I have to say, I try to convey to my students that the level of professionalism that exists today in a lot of news organizations, especially that separation between the financial side and the news side, is much weaker than it was in the past. Like
uh,
that I think is as a journalist, I think you would be able to produce a higher quality product without as much interference then as you would face today.
I don't even, there probably were attempts at interference, but I just don't remember them very much. When push came to shove, the subject and the quality of the journalism was what counted. I
Yeah.
do believe that. Now, maybe I'm just looking back and
Well, I mean,
forgetting a
it's
lot of stuff, but
that is sort of living the dream. And, I suspect there are a lot of people today that look back on that wistfully, because, the owners today seem to be doing a lot of interference on, especially the editorial side, if not the news side of things. I mean,
that is an important issue.
yeah. No, I think independent, sort of insulated journalism is less common now than it used to be.
I mean, the secret at CBS News was to have, they didn't, the respect at CBS News was for the correspondent.
Hmm.
And to have somebody like Carroll on your side and working with you made a huge difference.
Hmm.
And I don't kid myself about that. I don't know what kind of pressure those people feel and from whom regarding what is broadcast, but it is true that CBS News had a very comforting degree of independence.
Well, and also credibility. Like you look at the opinion surveys and, both as a profession, but also as an organization, but also as individual reporters. They're extremely trusted during that time.
And in my day, it was the place. It wasn't ABC News, which nobody had ever heard of.
Hmm.
It wasn't NBC News, which everybody had heard of, but it was CBS News.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to get a job there.
Yeah. Well, they're, still, I think that time period, CBS, people still talk about. And again, not having a news division that didn't need to show a profit itself was a very different world too. Like
Yeah, I don't know if that's still true. That began to change while I was still there, this
did that,
business profit. But the news division never made a profit.
yeah.
It always cost them money.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, it was the cost of
it's
their,
true that later on they didn't like that very much. But
yeah. No, I mean that sort of public service imperative and you don't have to make news with the news division
right,
is very, very different today.
right.
Very, very, very different today.